The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you.
What's up? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. And from the Riggs and Alley Morning Show on 103.7 KISS FM in Milwaukee, Riggs is on Hoppe Hour. What's up, man?
Yo, how goes it?
I'm doing good, man. The first time I had you on, I wasn't even that good of an interviewer, so it feels good to have you on again.
Sure, you polished your skills, I hear you.
Would you say you're a guy that improves each day, or are you at a point of being in radio where you're just that damn good, Riggs?
Just that damn good what? No, I'm not that good. I don't think I'll ever be that good. I think I always want to be that good. I think I can always be better, so I'll never be good enough.
Why do you say that about yourself? I mean, you went from doing afternoons across town, and now you're doing a morning show that's doing well. Why don't you believe in yourself, Riggs?
I believe in myself. I'm just not number one yet, and I'm not gonna. I can't stop until I'm number one.
What have
that happens?
No,
maybe
go on.
I let the gas off the pedal just a little bit, but probably not.
What have you, Gibbons, and Allie done to make sure that you guys will get the number one spot?
We try to be everywhere we can be in Milwaukee. We don't have money for marketing, so we got to make noise on our own with Facebook and social media. Go out and buy people drinks and do it the old-fashioned way. Because you don't get any help from your company. You got to do it on your own.
How annoying is that at times the company isn't there for you guys to help you out? So what keeps you guys motivated?
Ourselves, our numbers. We see the numbers doing well. We see people in public that come up and talk to us, which is weird. People say I'm a celebrity. But if you leave Milwaukee, Wisconsin, nobody knows who the freak I am. So I guess local celebrity. But as soon as you leave Wisconsin, nobody knows who Riggs is. But we have a good reaction from people in public. Every time we go out, we meet somebody that listens to us. So something we're doing is working.
There is something.
It's gonna work more and start showing in the numbers even more.
There's something really charming about the Midwest radio audience. They love their radio, because I'm from Chicago and I worked in Cleveland, so I've seen it. The Midwest loves good talk radio.
They do. They're really good. You get a lot of good talk radio that comes out of Chicago. Look at Man Cow that came out of Chicago. You had even the old guys like Dave Landecker that comes out of Chicago. I don't think comes out of that city.
Do you ever look at Chicago and you like what they're doing on their shows and you go, we should take this approach, or do you guys go with what you guys want to do?
We just do what we're going to do. I don't think I've listened to any other shows in a while. For a while I was on a kick listening to a guy named TJ out of Boston. I don't know if you heard of him.
I've heard of him. I haven't heard his show, but I think he went to the morning show boot camp radio conference maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah, he may have. He came from the Elvis Duran type camp, and he's got his own show in Boston. I got kind of into listening to his show. It is a really good show. He produces it well. It's very over the top produced. It's different. It's nothing that I've heard on any other radio shows. And I've kind of taken that. That's really the thing that I've taken from probably in the last year or so from his show. Just doing your own thing and blazing your own trail and knowing your audience. Not doing what somebody's doing in Minneapolis or Salt Lake City or Vegas. Doing what works for you and what your listeners want to hear. Not a War the Roses bit that somebody else has done. It's doing your own stuff. Blazing your own trail.
That's what I like about you guys, is you guys come up with original content. Like when Gibbons, your producer, first joined town, I love the segment you guys did where he had to guess if that was a suburb of Milwaukee or not by reading some of the weird names of the towns in the Milwaukee area. There was something about that bit that I love, man. That's what I like about you guys, is you guys come up with very good comedic content.
Yeah, we did that, and then we sent them around town. We did a thing called Gibbons Gets Around. We got to try out as many different Milwaukee things as we could. We did a cheese-themed week and a beer-themed week where we went to different breweries. We did a haunted week where we went to different haunted spots in Milwaukee. Went to the Jeffrey Dahmer Hotel and all that stuff. Just sent them around town. That way kind of made a connection with people.
What is the vibe like of the Jeffrey Dahmer Hotel?
The Ambassador Hotel? It's a really cool hotel. And the people are super weird about talking about it. If you say, where's the Jeffrey Dahmer room? They'll go, we don't have a Jeffrey Dahmer room. If you'd like to book a room tonight, they're very coy about it. but we know that that's where they found, one of his victims had gotten away in that hotel, where he kind of started this whole killing thing. The whole city of Milwaukee is very taboo about Jeffrey Dahmer for some reason. I mean, it's not a positive thing, The guy that's famous for killing people and eating them. Nobody wants that. It's horrible. But if you mention Jeffrey Dahmer around the town, people are like, Jeffrey Dahmer? Huh? We don't know him. Never heard of him.
Dude, the one thing you guys do have to be proud about right now is that the Milwaukee Bucks are tied 2-2 with the Raptors, man. Did you see this coming at all?
Nobody saw it coming, but we'll see how things shake out the next couple of days if they can really pull it off. The Bucks are going to be really good. If not this year, then in the coming years, because they got a lot of young talent on their team. I'm just waiting for the wave to come so I can ride it. I'll hop on the bandwagon, but until then, I'm kind of we'll see. Because the Bucks have let us down before, where they think you're going to do so well, and they can what is it called? Snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Is that the saying?
Yeah.
They always do that.
Brandon Jennings was supposed to be the next Derrick Rose, and that panned out real well, Riggs.
Yeah, right. Jabari Parker was supposed to be great this year, then look what happened again.
Dude, I would not give up on him, though. I think he's going to come back next year and make this team go to the next level, because I watched him play against my friends because he's my age, so I watched him play because he's from Chicago. And, dude, that kid can ball. If he cannot get injured and if he can play a full season, watch out for Jabari Parker. I do give him credit. Maybe not what Brandon Jennings did, but Jabari Parker.
Watch him start getting injured all the time like Derrick Rose. We're just alternates which knee he injures every year.
The whole Derrick Rose thing is sad, man. I cannot believe Derrick Rose did not pan out.
No. He can't pan out anymore. He's so fragile. Once you tear in the ACL, all that muscle in your knee, dude, once you tear that, you're done for. I don't know how he keeps coming back.
Now this is because of my ADHD that I just came up with this random thing I want to ask you. But you and your wife often go to a lot of sport events, and it looks like you have a fun time. She's a Packers fan. You're a Colts fan. Now, I'm really into the NBA, and I want to get my girlfriend into it. Do you have any advice on how to get women into sports?
Women into sports? Get them to watch the Real Basketball Wives or something like that. Women love reality TV. Get them from there. They want to watch the husbands. Or promise them just take them shopping afterwards. And buy them really cute game gear, too. Chicks love to wear stuff. They love to feel like they fit in. So I bought my wife a jersey. It's like a pink jersey, and she loved it. She wants to wear it and go to games. That's all out of fashion.
That's not a bad idea. The only thing that's missing here in Tampa is the fact that it's not as big of a sports fan base as Milwaukee or Wisconsin, Green Bay, Chicago, Indianapolis. It's different here because it's so spread out and transplant. It's not as die hard. They don't bleed for the teams like Milwaukee does.
Right. No, we're lucky with the Packers and the Badgers. Wisconsin loves their sports because there's really nothing else to do, and they tailgate like nobody's business. I've never seen people tailgate as hard as they do in Wisconsin. You go to a Brewers game and people won't leave the parking lot. They'll be there for hours. They won't even go to the game.
I was trying to tell this to my girlfriend, but she just can't imagine it. When I lived in Cleveland, all they did was drink. When I visited Wisconsin, all you guys do is drink. When I was in Chicago, all I would do is drink. What is it about the Midwest, dude? We party hard, man.
Because it's so damn cold. It's winter 9 out of the year. There's nothing else to do. What you can do is 20 degrees outside, you're going to go and drink. Season your liver. And when it's nice outside, you finally get good weather, you're out on patios drinking. You're doing outdoor drinking. So you go from indoor drinking to outdoor drinking. It becomes a vicious cycle. Before long, your liver becomes seasoned enough so you can drink like a professional.
Dude, it's crazy, man, because it's just odd how down here in Tampa Bay, nobody really drinks as hard, but when I went home for Christmas, dude, it was like I was back in Cleveland, man. I just forget how much fun it is to drink when it's so cold out,
Yeah, there's nothing like that. You're all dressed up to the nines in 4 different layers. You got a cold beer in your hand. It's fantastic. You get even warmer.
That's what drives me nuts, man, about living here in Florida is everybody complains about it being cold when it reaches 50. And I'm remembering the days when the wind chill in Chicago was like negative 40 with 14 inches of snow in February of 2013. So, man, all those memories, dude, are not positive.
People would make fun of me when I used to live in Gainesville. People would make fun of me when I would be in shorts at 55 degrees. Like, what are you doing? I was like, it's 55 degrees. What are you doing? This is gorgeous. No, it's not. It's freezing. People from Florida can be pussies. I'm sorry.
Dude, I'm kind of becoming that, though. Like, I will never complain. I will never be like, it's cold. But one morning, it was like 59 degrees, and I was putting on the heat in my car. No, listen. Don't get mad at me. I put on the heat in my car, and then I said, what the hell am I doing? And I turned it off, dude, and I rolled down the windows.
Good.
I was afraid. I don't want to become that douchey Floridian that finds everything cold.
Don't. My wife's from Florida. I catch her doing it every once in a while, and I go, don't. It could be negative 30 right now. It could be negative 50. Enjoy 45 degrees. It's nice.
The good thing down here, though, is you can agree with me because your wife's good looking. There's a ton of good looking women down here in Florida, man.
Yeah, there's some good looking chicks down there. I'll give you that. I'll give Tampa. I'll give Florida that. That's about it, though. It's pretty much America's penis. Wow, what I call Florida.
How often do you find prep for the show from Florida? How often?
From Florida?
Yeah.
Well, if it's a stupid news story, it's always from Florida. 98% of the time. I think any radio show person will tell you that from around the country. Florida's like the dregs of the earth. It's where people go to retire and do meth. Sometimes at the same time.
Dude, I live down the block from a huge meth bust. Not down the block, maybe like a mile away, but there were cars everywhere, and there was actually a meth bust. And I went, man, I live in a bad neighborhood. That was kind of the eye-opening event for me.
Yeah. I've never been around anything like that. But it sounds completely terrifying, and it sounds like it could be literally anywhere in Florida.
It's weird because I'm from Chicago and I was from the bland, very clean, very normal suburbs of good old Mount Prospect, Illinois. Then I moved to Cleveland and it gets a little bit weirder. Then I move here and it's a complete 180, dude. Like the things you see here, you don't see in Chicago or Milwaukee, man. It's odd.
No. Very weird. There's a reason there's a whole Florida section on the park website. It's got its own tab.
The best part is, too, if you go on peopleofwalmart.com and you click on Florida, it has, like, the most submissions. It's amazing.
Absolutely, yeah, it does. It's the best. So I'll applaud Florida for being at least the entertaining part of the country. That's the best thing about it, though.
Going back to your show, what has your new producer, Ryan Gibbons, brought to the table?
Oh, he's great. Gibbons has brought just a different personality to the show. We've got basically two lunatics between him and Allie, and I'm the guy in the middle that keeps these nut jobs together from pissing people off. She's so far off the one end, and he's so far off the other end. It's an interesting chemistry, and it works really well. I've never had a chemistry working this well with three people, where if one of us is missing, it feels like something is off. Like he took a couple of days off, and it felt like something's not right. It feels better when we're all working together. It's a good team. Plus, we get along well off the air. So, but he's just brought just a different vibe to the show.
What I like is you guys embraced him right away, and you guys gave him the social media tour, and you guys had him do different things during the week. That's what I think you guys did was right, was you guys immediately introduced him to Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah, that's the way to do it. Him and his dog, Killer, who I'm babysitting right now. Or dog-sitting, rather. But I don't know how to take care of it. He's just little, and it gets in the way all the time. And he barks all the time, and he whines because he likes to be held. So if you're not holding him all the time, he whines, and I refuse to pick him up. So he's getting really upset with me. I won't let him on any furniture. Because at Gibbons' house, he can jump all over the furniture. He lets him do whatever the hell he wants. And then here I make him follow rules, and he hates it. He hates it so much.
Are there a lot of rules in the Riggs household?
Yes. No sex in the champagne room.
So that's it. You can basically do whatever when you go to the Riggs household.
Absolutely. It's all in the basement, though. We have a nice basement area where we all get together and congregate and have our parties.
Now, what I want to ask you, too, speaking of your house, you do a lot of those 10-second videos on or at your house. How do you come up with those ideas? Some of those videos are the funniest 10 seconds I've ever seen, man. It's so funny.
Which ones? Snapchats?
No, the ones where it's Take It Literal Tuesday. I love that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I haven't done one of those. I haven't done any one of those in a while. I don't know where those come from. And it's a lot of drugs. I do a lot of drinking. I have a very weird mind. It's not fun. That's where it comes from.
Would you say your weird mind is why you've done well in radio?
Probably. It's the only reason I can think I've been moderately successful in the last 15 years of my life. I don't know what else I'd be doing.
So basically the key to making it in radio, for me or anybody that wants to make it in radio or make it farther, is just to be weird?
Yeah, be different. That's the only way you can do it. If you're like anything else, if you try to be someone else and do something else that somebody else does, you're not going to win because you're not original. People have original things they haven't seen or heard before, even if it is obscure.
That's why I like going to the morning show boot camp radio conference, which for people that aren't in radio, it's basically every ego-filled radio host in one big room getting drunk together. And it's just cool to see people that are all different come together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good melting pot of crazy, fun lunatics. I love it. I can't like. Are you going again this year?
I am pretty sure I'm going. I would say an 80% chance I'm going. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll be there again this year. As long as our boss keeps approving the budget, we'll keep going.
Dude, how much fun was it last year when we went to that bar, that nudie bar, and Spencer gave me $40 for a lap dance, and I was done with it after like 15 minutes, and then I'm drunk, and I say to Spencer Graves from St. Louis Radio, I was like, "Hey man, can I have some more money?"
It's like our personal ATM hobby. It was very embarrassing, but that was a terrifying strip club, the Claremont Lounge, where the historic strip club under a historic hotel, where the strippers are also incredibly historic. I think you got a lap dance from somebody's grandmother.
And the best part is, there's that girl that could crush a beer can with her boobs. It's so much.
Oh,
it's so talented.
I love Blondie. She's the reason I did it. We went back there to see Blondie. She's the best.
The other great part was when we were going in and the bouncer checked our IDs and he says to me, "You ready to get wet tonight or what?" And I was like, this is going to be weird.
I don't know how to respond to this. I guess so. Sure. Yeah, let's go.
And I love the different people in there. You have the locals that go there a lot, and then you have the obvious white tourists, like me, you, and Spencer Graves in the middle of a bar in the bad part of Atlanta.
They expect that. They gotta expect that with a bar like that. So eclectic and weird. Of course they get tourists.
Dude, that was a weird Uber ride, too, because I remember our Uber didn't pick us up at the right location, so we had to, like, meet in the middle of the road. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was very weird. They were doing construction on that hotel, I think. I totally remember that.
And I remember the guy had like 3 apples in his front seat, and it was like a 15 to 20-minute drive, and he ate 2 of them right to the core. I was like, damn, dude.
I don't remember that. I think I was really drunk. I don't remember that part.
That was a good time, man.
Sure.
I expect this year's boot camp, because it's going to be in the same town, I think it's going to be just as crazy, man. Before I let you go, man, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? Are you going to be the same weird radio guy? Would you want to be syndicated? What's your plan, Riggs?
I don't know if I want to be syndicated. It sounds so frustrating and so overwhelming. But I guess you can't knock it until you tried it. But I've heard once you start getting syndicated, you can't focus on your market anymore. You got to be too generic. I can't talk about Miller Park. I can't talk about West Dallas. Nobody knows what West Dallas, Wisconsin is, but it's like this tiny little, it's like having Florida in a little city. It's just a little redneck town. You can't talk about West Dallas, Wisconsin, but it's such a weird city. We have to talk about it here. You can't talk about the Packers or the Brewers, any of that stuff if I'm here, if we're syndicated, because people outside of here don't care about them. You know, and I guess I want to be on top of the ratings in 5 years, wherever I am. If I'm here still in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, that's great, or somewhere else, number one, I don't care. But I'd love to be here with this team. Allie and Gibbons, they're great. And I think we could do something really good here. I think we're onto something. It's like one of those things where you can feel like the water bubbling underneath, just waiting for it to boil. It's kind of where we are right now. It's going to boil soon. It's just a matter of time.
Now, since you guys are about to be on the brink of blowing up in Milwaukee, if they're in Milwaukee or if they're outside of Milwaukee, how can people find your show?
They can look for Riggs and Alley, R-I-G-G-S and Alley. Subscribe to our podcast. We're on iTunes. We have a website, 1037kissfm.com. We post audio there as well. So you can listen to the show. You can listen live from there. You can listen with our mobile app, the 1037 Kiss FM app as well. Check it out sometime. If you like it, okay. If not, we're funny sometimes. That's our slogan of our morning show.
Anyway, Riggs, keep up the good work, man. I cannot wait for the boot camp this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. So it's a lot of fun having you on Hoppe Hour.
How many podcasts is this for you now? What number is this?
I quit counting, but between when I first came to Tampa in May of 2015 through, like, let's say August of last year, I did over like 150 interviews, and then I took a break because my boss called me a narcissist and said I needed to focus on my own brand. So what I'm doing now is I'm going back and re-interviewing the guests that I thought were the best, and I thought you were really good the first time I had you on, which is why I had you on again.
Well, God bless your heart. You're a great American, Ryan Hoppe.
Thank you, Riggs. Have a good night, dude. And that was Riggs from the Riggs and Alley Morning Show on 1037 Kiss FM in Milwaukee as he called into Hoppe Hour. Now, if you want to hear my show, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and iPhone shop by searching up Hoppe Radio, Hoppe Radio. Basically, spread the word, Milwaukee. Anybody that's listening in any city, check out my show. This has been Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, saying peace out.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.